Hello there guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new challenging series for the channel. Now you may have got a little snippet of an idea of what we're going to be doing there from that opening video. We are going to be doing the classic hardcore challenge. Now what that means in a nutshell is that no deaths and only gear that we can create ourselves. We are going to have a look through the rules and then of course we will get into creating our character and actually get into the game and get the first few levels. But what I wanted to do is just give you a snapshot of the rules. Now, if you're not familiar of the classic hardcore add-on, it's an actual add-on that you can get within the game, so it tracks all of it for you. You don't have to worry about taking screenshots. You don't have to worry about recording your gameplay. It will track it all for you. And within that add-on as well, it has an additional achievements that you can also unlock with said class. So for example, if you're a hunter, there's an additional achievement that you can unlock by not equipping a ranged weapon throughout the whole 60 levels. Now I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but there are people out there who have done it, and they've done 1 to 60, no ranged weapon at all as a hunter. There's also achievements, for example, as a warrior, never leaving battle stance and just staying in battle stance again from level 1 to level 60. So without further ado, let's get into the rules of the challenge and really sink our teeth into what we are getting into. So here we have it. The basic rules are as follows. Obviously, as we mentioned, you die, that's it. You delete the character, you start again. Obviously, you can level the character on if you want to, but no progress will be made within the hardcore add-on. Professions, you can use professions as you wish. There's no restrictions this time around. So, for example, as a hunter, I may look to go skinning and leather working. That's going to be able to create better gear for me to wear. I'm going to be able to make some more quivers, and that's going to help us obviously long term. Or if we're a warrior, we may go blacksmithing and mining, for example, to again create better gear. But of course, there is that option of going for alchemy and herbalism. So then we can make health potions, which of course in a challenge like this are going to be so valuable. Talents, there's no restrictions on talents. You can do as many talents as you like, as in put as many points into the talent trees and wherever you wish within your actual talent tree itself. Gear and items, as we spoke about, that can only be stuff that you've either self-crafted or been given as a quest reward or something that you loot off the ground. There is no player trading and no auction house, which goes on to the next two rules. Buffs and player interactions. Now, we can't specifically ask for a buff, but if someone gives us a buff, you can use it. I myself will probably get rid of the buff, just in case. We don't want to be breaking any rules. We don't want to be yellow flagged. If it's a world buff that you physically can't get rid of, then that's absolutely fine, because you're not going to have your way to ask for that. Now, there is no grouping at all. When you are doing a solo hardcore challenge run, it is you versus the world. There is no grouping at all. You can do this challenge as a duo and as a trio. So if you are looking to do that with a friend or a group, then obviously feel free to read a little bit further down this page and it will have the duo and trio rules. Now, I will link this website in the description down below, so feel free to have a look at that so you can keep up to date with the rules yourself, because it does tweak it from time to time, so it's always worth keeping an eye on the website. Now, there is the option of doing dungeons, of course, within this hardcore challenge. Now, you may be thinking, that is a risk. You die, and that is it. Correct, but some of the gear that you can get from doing the dungeons is going to be a lot better than what you can loot off of a corpse, unless you get really lucky or buy from a vendor or potentially create yourself. So it is worth the risk to be able to do them dungeons. But the rules with that is you have to go in with a fully hardcore group. If you die, that's it, it's game over. And you can only do the dungeon once per character. Forbidden abilities and actions, that won't really affect us because I don't think we're going to go for a shaman or a paladin to start with. Store mounts, obviously the TBC store mount is not allowed to be used. We won't be using that. We won't probably get our mount until right at the end. And now the most important thing, the immortality. When we get to max level, we earn our immortality and we become an immortal with insane bragging rights. And you know, if we reach level 60, we will be singing from the rooftops that we've managed to get that achievement. PvP and Battlegrounds, obviously, open world PvP is allowed. Battlegrounds are not, because of course you can then use the currency to buy better gear, and that's not allowed. Duos and trios rules, feel free to have a read through those if you are looking to do this with someone else or in a free. And obviously the dungeon rule set, I'm sure we'll go through this a little bit later on in this series when we are ready to look at doing a dungeon. Without further ado, let's get the character created and let's get our hardcore World of Warcraft classic journey underway.
The noble humans of Stormwind are a proud, tenacious race. Though the recent invasion of the demonic Burning Legion decimated their sister kingdom of Lordaeron, the defenders of Stormwind stand vigilant against any who would threaten the sanctity of their lands. Nestled in the foothills of Elwynn Forest, Stormwind City is one of the last bastions of human power in the world. Ruled by the Child King Anduin Wrynn, the people of Stormwind remain steadfast in their commitment to the Grand Alliance. Backed by their stalwart allies, the armies of Stormwind have been called away to fight the savage horde on distant battlefields. With the armies gone, the defense of Stormwind now falls to its proud citizens. You must defend the kingdom against the foul mongrels that encroach upon it, and hunt down the subversive traitors who seek to destroy it from within. Now is the time for heroes. Now humanity's greatest chapter can be told.
So there we have it. We've seen a little bit of lore there from the human race. Now, I thought, what better way to try the classic hardcore challenge than to try as a warrior? Arguably, one of the hardest classes to get to 60 anyway in classic. We're going to click begin hardcore challenge, of course. We're just going to move our little damage meter out the way. You probably won't see it behind my beautiful face down in the corner. Now, what is a hardcore challenge without starting off as a nobody? And we've started off with the name of Unknown Worry. Obviously, the people who play the game know that that's abbreviation for warrior. It could have been a little bit longer. Unfortunately, Blizzard won't let us fill the names any further. So Blizzard, if you're watching, just make that name a little bit longer so I can put Unknown Warrior in there. That would be perfect. And maybe when we get to 60, we could do a name change and then call him something, I don't know, maybe like a famous warrior's name potentially. But we're going to get our journey underway. We are probably getting ahead of ourselves, thinking that we're going to be getting to 60. Let's be honest. But you've got to have confidence and you've got to be positive. And with positivity and with confidence, we can go a long way. We can get to 60. I believe in ourselves. Let me know, whilst we're talking about it now, in that comment section, if you're watching at home, let me know how far you think we're going to get. Are we going to get all the way? Will we get to 60? Or are we going to fall at another level? We could die to this mob now. We could die right now. I doubt it. We've just hit a very nice 17 crit. And there we go. First mob down. We've already got a bit of loot, which is even better. We might maybe move our bags at some point, so you can obviously see our inventory a little bit better. But for now, we'll keep it obviously where it is. Got one bit of armor already, and we are already on our journey to become the Immortal Warrior. Will we get there? There's probably been many people before us, but in this series, all we care about is Unknown Worry and getting him there. We've probably picked a fight of a level 3 here, maybe a little bit too big for us. I mean, he's already got us down to half health, so I feel like we definitely need to focus on the wolves first. We don't even need to kill the walkers. We need to kill the walkers, the workers. We need to kill the vermin. Maybe we'll do some wolves first and get a level, shall we, before we go any further. Look at that, straight away. A new shield as well. Can't complain, can't complain. I've moved the inventory and the bags up there, just so you can see what we've got in our bags at all times. Just in case you're interested at home. Oh, a 33 crit. Ooh. That's right, a 15 crit. I mean, when we're hitting this, we could be taking on level 30s right now. I mean, we couldn't, but you know. Level 2, there we go. 58 levels to go. And so far, so good. I don't think anyone's probably ever died to these mobs, let's be honest. These starting zone mobs, I think it's very hard to die to, unless you go extremely silly and pull maybe 5 or 6 of them. If you do that, then you should expect to die, let's be honest. You shouldn't expect to live. But if you just pull in the 1 or 2, I think even the auto attacks, to be honest, will probably mean that you would survive all the way through, let's be honest. I think the other thing as well that I love about Classic at the moment, and in terms of doing the hardcore challenge, is the amount of people that are also taking part in this challenge right now. The server that we play on, this is Hydraxian Waterlords, the server. It's the RP server, but it's kind of like the home that the hardcore challenge community have taken upon themselves to make their home. And the beauty of it is there's always people running around at all levels. Because think, as soon as someone dies, if you're a level 35 and you die, you're going to be starting again. You're back in the starter zone. If you're a level 12 and you die, you're back to the starter zone. Whereas if you was to fire up retail at the moment, you'd probably see maybe one person potentially run around the starter zone. Whereas there's people everywhere. It makes it feel alive, and it makes the world feel more interactive and more inclusive, and it gives it is an MMO RPG, you know, and this is the main reason why we play these games, because of the interaction and because of the ability to speak to new people and potentially make new friends. You know, it's what makes the game so exciting. It's what made me fall in love with the game at the very beginning of my time playing it. Oh, we forgot to loot that one. Well, we killed it earlier. Lovely.
Not enough rage.
I think for me, like I was saying, it's really gonna sort of kickstart, reignite my passion for playing World of Warcraft. Because there's competitions that they're doing at the moment with this as well, within the mod itself. Not anything to do with Blizzard. In the actual community, they're doing competitions. It's, for example, a race to a certain level to do a certain dungeon. Whoever clears that dungeon off quicker wins a prize with their team, their dungeon group. So it's very, very alive, and even Blizzard have started to get involved with that, and they're starting to give out competition prizes and potentially, you know, maybe even prize money in the future. Who knows? They might get a sniff of this and start doing hardcore servers themselves. You just never know. If enough people ask for it and enough people want it, they'll do it. We've got our first big upgrade, guys. An 825% upgrade. Goes from 4 armor, because we found some just Weasley cloth pants. And let's have a look. Flimsy chain pants. Woo! Yeah, we're looking more stylish every bit of loot we get. And we're just getting stronger. More armor, we can absorb more damage. It means we can just fight for longer. Well, we don't even need to. We're killing these mobs like they're nothing. Like a hot knife through butter. There we go. Level 3. Easy peasy. 57 levels to go. What I do like about the add-on as well is that it takes a screenshot every time you level up. So, for example, every time we level up, it's now going to take a screenshot. So at the end, when we reach level 60, not if, when we reach level 60, we can do a little montage of all of the levels and all the screenshots going through it, just showing how far we've come. And just showing how far our character has progressed from our very noobish state at level 1 with the gear that we've got to the gear that we end up in, and we end up finishing level 60 in. Because I'm sure it will be completely different to how we look now, with basically a cloth shirt on and some mail pants. That's about it. And a flimsy cape. Here we go. This should give us the last bit of tough wolf meat we need. We've killed the vermin. We've just got the wolf meat. We've decided to do both the quests at the same time, because why not? Okay, it's not going to give us it. We do need to sell ASAP though. That's only going to be the bad thing about this challenge, that we're not going to buy bags. Well, we can buy bags from a vendor. The bag cost from a vendor is ridiculous, so we're going to have to hope for some luck and hope that we get a few bags dropped along the way.
I can't carry anymore.
If we see a bag, we grab it. Right, let's go turn these quests in. Whilst we go, we're just going to kill a couple more mobs, because why not? Every little bit of XP is going to help. My goal is to try and be at least 2, maybe 3 levels above where I should be, because that should then give us the sort of security blanket that we need and the comfort of not risking dying all the time.
What can I do for you?
Take that quest and we'll go do that in a second. I think that's, yeah, that's over there.
What are you
We
looking
haven't
for?
really played the human race before, to be honest. Normally I'm Horde. I normally play Horde. Oh, we want to buy apples back. I want to sell the apples. Yeah, we normally play Horde in terms of retail, and the mains I've played before, they're all Horde. So leveling on the Alliance is going to be a bit of a new challenge for me anyway, of knowing where to go and where to level. And it's fresh quests. It's quests that we've not really done before.
Well met.
We've just seen other people's videos or other people's streams, of course, of where they have done it. So we've learnt our very first spell. Where are we going? We've learnt our very first spell, and that, of course, is Battle Shout. We had enough silver to be able to learn that from the looting that we've done. To be fair, it cost 10 copper, so if we couldn't have afforded that at that point, we know we've done something wrong. But we've got it. It's all right. It's going to increases our melee attack by 16. So it's not too bad, right? We can complete that
See you
quest.
later.
We're going to get the wolf skin bracers. Again, a little bit of extra armor, an extra 15. And I think what I'll do is I'll leave it there, because we've had the little bit of the introduction, we've gone through the rules. I'm obviously conscious I don't want to make this too long of a video, but I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like button, hit that subscribe button. Obviously it helps a lot in terms of pushing the video out there to reach a bigger audience. Let's really get that hardcore community behind the series, and just in general playing the game, and obviously showing Blizzard what we want to see in the servers, or potentially dedicated servers coming up. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can keep up to date with more videos that are coming to the channel soon. And I will see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.